Yeah, so we're just going to do a little roundtable with everyone that's on the bill tonight, and we're just going to keep it simple because I don't want to have to have it drag on to be over an hour or whatever. I was just going to have pretty much just give everybody an opportunity to talk about what this first part of this upcoming year is going to be like. I know all of us kind of as bands have kind of set goals for ourselves as far as what we're going to be releasing, or maybe doing weekend runs or whatever it is. So yeah, it's going to be the same question to everybody, pretty much like where you guys at, what do you guys have planned? I've been keeping track of you all and seeing that you guys have been putting video clips up of in studio sessions and stuff like that, and so I'm looking forward to hearing that. I think it's fucking dope you guys are putting out an album that's like I feel like that's pretty bold these days, which is weird. That was a standard format before, but now it's definitely a big undertaking putting out an entire album.
Yeah, dude, with the album, like the album's like really just one of those things that we didn't really know if we were gonna put out 2 EPs or we were gonna put an album out. And we talked to some people, got some things going, and we just kind of wanted to gamble on it, I guess you could say. Yeah. Like we were like, we have the ability to, we should, and we thought about doing 2 split EPs and then like making a full length into the 2 EPs, but we weren't really like full-fledged into the idea yet. It just kind of just happened, and now we're talking about like actual proper promotion and stuff with it.
Yeah, because that's tricky, right? If you're going to be doing it, especially to keep the cycle going, right? Because that's part of the benefit of dropping it in parts, is because you can kind of renew that promotion cycle every single time you put out a single or whatever. But with an album, it's a longevity thing where it's like, well, you want this to have impact for a sustained period of time. So it's a different marketing strategy, I'm sure. Yeah,
the way that we put this album together, a lot of our stuff is like really like, I call it like ooga dooga music. It's very angry, like in your face, and I'm like, this one's not. It has its moments like that, but it showcases a lot more of what we're capable of doing, and we kind of joked about it with Nick Miller, our producer from A Skyla Drive, and we said like, this is our She Watched the Sky. Like we have gotten so lucky to be a band and be received so well playing shows with you guys and everyone else, and like packed rooms for every night for us, and that's so solid as a band that just started. So with our fan base, we were like, everyone keeps saying we need more music, we need more, we're not getting enough, and I'm like, okay, well, how about an album? And so we just tossed the idea, and everyone was like, if you guys are dropping an album, we're stoked. Yeah. So we're pumped about it, our fans are pumped about it, our friends and other bands are pumped about it that are watching, so we're just trying to push this whole entire thing to a new boundary that we never thought was even possible.
I think some bands would be surprised how much of your fan base would prefer to have us, at least an EP to listen to rather than just a single, and then they wait a little bit and then a single, and it's like, that's cool, but it's like, as a fan, I'm talking me personally as a fan, I love getting it in chunks, you know what I mean? Something I can actually like, listen to back to back for a while, you know what I mean? So instead of something that ends up in a playlist, it's just a different approach, you know what I mean? Like,
that's probably why we did the album. I think the album was going to be the thing for us. The album's going to be done by next year. Touring, we don't really know if we're going to do any touring, like major. We're going to probably do like 3-4 day runs. We're just going to build our fan base a little bit better. In talks with some people. We had 2 record deals this year, and we ended up saying that they weren't good for us.
But that's huge. Just to be offered that is incredible. But I love that for bands, it's not always like the solution anymore. A lot of bands are like, hey, we don't, keeping outsourcing as minimal as possible. And you're really having to be more selective about like, hey, what do we have to pay for? You know what I mean? Because as much as we can take care of in-house or by friends that are a little bit more,
biggest thing
more
is
affordable.
Having a lawyer. Having an entertainment lawyer, and we had one early on because A Moment's Notice was originally another band I was in, and the original vocalist kind of came out of the woodworks and wanted the name back, but I had ended up putting in the paperwork for it already, and it was more like I wanted to just pay tribute to the old name, and so we had one early, so when we ended up talking to We Are Triumphant, and like shout out to them, like they're the fucking best, but we just felt like the deal wasn't where we wanted it to be at the time. But we have a lot of love for them. I still talk to Justin and Greg all the time. They're really good homies of mine, and I appreciate their offer, and we're going to keep moving on what we're doing, but like we're stoked that We Are Triumphant even hit us up to say, hey, like we want to sign you, and it just wasn't the right time for us right now.
Even the question can be valuable, right? So having the opportunity to do something like that, I feel like it kind of it causes you to rethink the whole thing all together. You know what I mean? Now that it's here in your lap, it's real. There's a lot of things to consider. I mean, even we've had a couple little tour runs that didn't work out, but just being asked to do that, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, are we ready to hit the road for like a week or whatever or longer? You know what I mean? It's like that's an easy enough thing to say yes to, you know, when it's not an issue. But once the opportunity there is there, it's like all of a sudden you're thinking about this whole thing in a whole new way. So
when the doors start opening up, you kind of start realizing, even if it's vultures coming out of the woodworks for like trying to get you, and you get a lawyer and you lawyer up, and then you find out it wasn't the best deal. That's still a positive, dude. Like you're getting looked at by people who maybe see some potential in you and see it as a money grab for them, and that's kind of a good thing.
Right.
As much as
the fact that they think they can make money off of you in the first place, right?
Exactly, because like we're just starting. Yeah, so the fact that they think they can make money off of us is so solid. It's so sick. I'm like, wow, like maybe we do have something going on here, and that's why I think the album even more like was like there's a little bit more validity to it, because I'm like, this is tight. Like we're looked at as an album band now, dude. And so we're gonna push for it, and hopefully everyone likes it.
Dope, man. So this has been sick, dude. I just wanted to do, it's a quick recap. It's going to be put out towards the beginning of the year. I want to kind of show off what all my friends have planned this next year. I do want to say people should definitely check out you guys' socials, because it's watch the stories. Don't just look at the posts. Watch the stories, because you'll see, you know, in-studio footage and stuff like that. You know, it's, I'm again, as a fan, I have fun like being able to like check these little clips out and stuff like before stuff starts officially dropping and the whole promotion cycle starts up. So
honestly, super like I'm super appreciative of you like checking me out and being like, oh shit, like the homies are watching. Exactly. Like that's cool. That's mad cool. So I appreciate like all the love, man.
Okay, like, man. Well, where can everybody find you guys online?
A Moment's Notice Official on Instagram is where we're probably the most active, I would say, and then A Moment's Notice on Facebook, and then we have a Twitter, but we're not really too active on Twitter. Okay. So, but yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, awesome. Love you, bro.